Hi all, good morning. Kindly confirm the audio. Kindly confirm the audio as well as your weather report. Everyone, good morning to all. Quickly, the weather report of your city and kindly confirm the audio. Pune humidity 80%. Agra air quality index as usual. कल तो बहुत अच्छी बता रहे थे आप एयर क्वालिटी इंडेक्स आज 340 हो गई है आगरा. सो आई टोल्ड येस्टरडे आल्सो आगरा की एयर क्वालिटी पुअर ही होगी. बनारस इज एयर क्वालिटी इंडेक्स इज 181. Okay, Gangtok 1222. Temperatures you can see are going down except for Mumbai. We are looking at Mumbai. Mumbai is still 30 plus. So we know Peninsular India is winterless. Others will start coming close to 30. Jalandhar is 30. Gorakhpur 183. I had asked you to look at the parameters for air quality index. I hope you got those parameters. So how many gases? How many gases and name them quickly. Quickly name them. Is the audio video fine, everyone? Audio video, kindly confirm that. Delhi is 31. Is the high temperature 12? So 31 minus 12 will make it 19. Kodarma is 28, 19. Quickly, quickly. Ashish says, sir, there are 8 gases. Okay. Audio video is good. Thank you for confirming, Shravani. So we have ozone coming in that. Ozone is there. Yes. Nitrous and sulfuric oxides are there. Guwahati is 29. Thank you, Jyoti, for confirming. 4 are there. Let's look at the remaining 4 also. The 8 gases. And what are the codes? So, from tomorrow's weather report, I just don't want the code that AQI130. I want what is the meaning of that value. Yes? Somebody is writing carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide भी है उसमें. Nitrous oxide, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, ozone, ammonia, lead. पीबी भी है. PM10 is there. Do we have lead? AQI 91. Sulfur के oxide, nitrous oxide, ozones. sulfur oxide, nitrous oxide, ozone, carbon monoxide, yes. So people who've written carbon dioxide is not seen as a pollutant, air quality pollutant, but yes, it is a global warming component that is there. Jatin Verma is saying, I have this doubt, sir. Air quality index at evening is 73 and morning is 163. So, Jatin Verma, now the meteorological agencies in India are able to look at the real time data of the presence of pollutants. So, morning evening में क्यों नहीं change होगा? Morning and evening, yes or no? Will it change or not? The temperatures change, the atmospheric stability, instability changes. So Tina is saying ozone, but it's a ground level ozone. Very good, Tina. So everyone, ozone is not the stratospheric ozone, it is the tropospheric ozone. In troposphere, ozone is a pollutant. Carbon dioxide is there, sulfur and nitrous oxides are there, and then we have particulate matter 2.5 and 10.0. So these are particulate matters. Particulate matters. Yes? Particulate matter. तो 10 रखा है 2.5 रखा है. Which one? What is the difference between 10 and 2.5? What is the difference between PM10 and PM2.5? So first of all, what is a particulate matter? Let me tell you. So in the atmosphere there is dust. Yes, there can be sand and other things. They are heavy enough to settle down. They are heavy. If there is dust, if there is ash, it will settle down. It will settle down. Yes or no? Do we get that? But when we are talking about particulate matter, your particulate matter is so small, say PM10 means particulate matter of the size of diameter 10 micrometer, and the particulate size 2.5 means diameter 2.5 micrometer. So they do not settle easily, they stay suspended in the air. That is why it is called suspended particulate matter. Do we get that? Suspended particulate matter 2.5 is so fine that it will not settle at all, and that is the one which is the most hazard because it stays in the air. It will enter our body when we breathe and it goes into our lungs. So particulate matter 10 itself is a challenge, 2.5 is a much bigger challenge. Do we understand what is the meaning of SPM, suspended particulate matter? Is everyone okay with this? So that is what I am saying. As we are doing climatology, we must understand these terms also. Do we get that? So 8 gases that we are talking about. 8 gases or components that we are talking about. It includes the oxides of nitrogen and oxides of sulfur. कहाँ से आते हैं oxide of nitrogen and sulfur? Where do oxides of nitrogen and sulfur come from? Vehicular emission. Yes. Also thermal power plants. Vehicular emissions, SO2 and NO2. So sulfur and nitrogen. When they go in the upper atmosphere and when they come in contact with water, they create what? Acid. SO2 creates sulfuric acid. NO2 creates nitric acid. Particularly aircraft fuel. Aircraft fuel is supposed to, or aircraft generally went out NO2 and N2O also. Nitrous oxide and nitrogen dioxide are 2, but at ground level we are looking at NO2 and SO2. Get that? So yes, industries are there, particularly I said is your thermal power plants. So when we are burning coal, so SO2, NO2, that is their fossil fuel will give you sulfuric and nitrogen dioxide. In the world, when we are talking about cleaning up of your petroleum, when we call something called as a bitter crude and a sweet crude. So crude petroleum with low sulfur content is called sweet crude. Low sulfur content is called sweet crude. So there what we are reducing the sulfur part so that sulfur dioxide is not there. And internationally there are norms. The strictest norms are in Europe. Those are the Euro norms. They do not allow any kind of crude petroleum to reach that country or European Union countries if it does not conform to the standards of sulfur in that. So sulfur and nitrogen comes from there. Apart from that, we are looking at ammonia and lead, SPM 10 and 2.5. Ozone at ground level is a pollutant, and we are also looking at carbon monoxide, not carbon dioxide. Do we get that? 8 of them are there. Pragya is saying, sir, volcanic eruptions also. Yes, volcanic eruptions. But as I said, nowadays when I'm talking about Delhi's pollution, do you think this SO2 and NO2 are coming from some volcano? So they are natural sources, they are man-made sources, but in urban areas, it is the man-made sources which are creating this problem. Is everyone with me? जल्दी बताओ क्या कैटेगरी है? How many categories does it have? So air quality index divides based on these 8, based on the quantitative data of these 8 parameters. They have created an index of 500 score, 0 to 500. What are the categories for that? जल्दी से बता दो. What are the categories for air quality index? कितनी categories हैं? 6 categories. So tomorrow, if you are in Agra and your index happens to be 300 plus, then what should you write? I think Pragya Yadav, आप आगरा से हैं, तो you should be writing, sir, index 3 something 350 and it is hazardous. Do we get that? Hazardous. Then we are looking at, we start from good to moderate. So 0 to 50 is good. 50 to 100 is moderate. So anything above 100 is a problem. Anything above 100 is a problem. So please remember that 0 to 50 and 50 to 100. 100 to 300 is the middle one, and you'll see the color coding also, that will be orange in color. Yes? That will be orange in color. So 6. This you must remember. ये GS में भी आता है और उसमें भी आता है. So this was just homework which you have done. Thank you for all the people who did that. 8 parameters and 6 groupings for an index of 500. Keep that in mind. And also another homework. Please read this, that if you cross the dangerous categories, what is the action plan? What is the action plan which the governments are supposed to take? And I also want to tell you, please, it is not just Delhi government to legi. Delhi government will take it, but I am saying all the governments of Indian states are supposed to take actions when the air quality crosses some part of that danger one. So उनके लिए अलग graded response plan होता है. Delhi government has a graded response action plan. Get that? So it will come into that. And I also want to tell you that it is not only Delhi government. I am saying even in Shanghai, even in China, there are action plans when the air quality goes beyond permissible limits. And I also want to connect it to polity, that under right to life, right to clean air is also my fundamental right. So governments are duty bound to provide that clean air to me. So that is why the governments have come up with a plan, and that is why if the air quality keeps on going dangerously low, people can approach the court for that also. Do we get that? Hanji, Ranjit. Yesterday everyone remember Ranjit? True. वो बीच में कुछ भी पूछ लेता है. अभी एयर क्वालिटी हो रही है, एयर क्वालिटी नहीं. What is normal lapse rate? What is actual lapse rate? What is environmental lapse rate? जब जाएंगे इस पर स्टेबिलिटी के टॉपिक में रंजीत तब बता देंगे. डू वी गेट दैट? आई गेट योर इंटेंशन. आप बीच में भी आज वो करेंगे कुछ तो क्लास को मैं खराब नहीं करना चाहता हूं. आपका क्वेश्चन था व्हाट आर दीज थ्री टाइप्स ऑफ लैप्स रेट. रंजीत क्लास का वेट करिए. वी विल बी टॉकिंग अबाउट एटमॉस्फेरिक स्टेबिलिटी एंड इंस्टेबिलिटी. दैट इज टॉपिक इन सिलेबस. वी विल डू दैट. रंजीत आपका नाम मैंने लिखा हुआ है तो आपके जब भी डाउट आएंगे तो डेफिनेटली दैट इज गोइंग टू बी looked at with a little bit of suspicion, क्योंकि आप क्लास में क्या चल रहा है उससे कोई आपका इंटरेस्ट नहीं होता. और ये भी हो सकता है आप किसी कोचिंग के हों, आप जान के ये करते हो. तो एनीवेज आपका आंसर मैं ज़रूर दूंगा. सो आंसर विल बी कमिंग व्हेन वी आर डूइंग atmospheric stability and instability. That's a little higher order thing. So types of lapse rate: normal or environmental lapse rate, adiabatic lapse rate and diabetic lapse rates. वो सारी मैं आपको बताने वाला हूँ. हाँ जी. So अब Lipun is telling something about the fundamental right. वो हटा दिया. So everyone, can you see the connection? So ये हमारे कहाँ पर आ सकता है क्वेश्चन? एयर क्वालिटी इंडेक्स एंड वट एवर वेदर रिपोर्ट वी आर डूइंग एवरी डे. इट इज़ नॉट जस्ट अ वेस्ट ऑफ टाइम विच फॉर पीपल लाइक रंजीत वो ये काम करते हैं. आई एम अगेन सेइंग दैट ये आपको जीएस में भी काम आएगा. जीएस में भी काम आएगा, इंटरव्यू में भी काम आएगा. दिस ऑल्सो इज आस्क्ड इन इंटरव्यू. दीज क्वेश्चंस आर वेरी नॉर्मल थिंग्स एंड एज आई टोल्ड यू इन द प्रिंट वी हैड अ recent article on that. Some of you would have already read that. Please go a little further. What is this graded response action plan which the government has? Delhi ka can be a good sample for you. I think yesterday Hindu newspaper carried this thing that Delhi government, an article or probably a news that the Delhi government has not initiated that graded response action plan steps till now. Many of them have not been initiated. So please look at that. Now after these classes on climate, you should be able to appreciate those news. That is one part. Second part, every day when I start my class, I bring this aspect of weather report so that we get familiarized with these things, thoda environment and all that, because normally we are used to not appreciating the concepts behind them. अगर आपने दिवाली के बाद, आफ्टर दिवाली, पोस्ट दिवाली, if you saw the video of SkyMet, that why did the pollution not increase after Diwali? So the reasons which they had given, I thought, someone will ask, and I would have been really happy if Ranjit or people like Ranjit would have asked that question. So as per SkyMet, one, the wind speed was high. We talked about it. Second, the temperature was high. Very good. Two things we got it correct. Third thing was a technical meteorological reason. The inversion layer did not form. Remember, temperature inversion. So thermal inversion did not happen. And when I was talking to you about inversion, I told you inversion does not allow the air to rise and dissipate. So inversion did not happen. So why did the inversion not happen? Because the temperature was still warm at the lower layer. अब आपको अगर ये क्वेश्चन आता है, so why not we will use these technical things? So Adityansh is saying sunny days and wind. Sunny days and wind are easy. Technical thing, the inversion layer did not form, so there was no capping of the atmosphere. Use them. As a teacher, as a responsible teacher, I really want my students not to go unequipped to the examination. My examination, both prelims and mains, is bringing in a lot of current things around us. So I want you to be aware of this thing. Another thing which I want you to be aware is, and people who've done world geography with me. So during the summers, we were looking at floods in Europe. Europe is temperate latitude, mid latitude, 30 degrees. Yes. As the summers ended, the belts shifted southward. The belts shifted southward. So the rain which was happening in Europe now shifted to Mediterranean region. The Mediterranean region started reporting floods. Floods in Spain, floods in Morocco, floods in Sahara Desert. Now further winter and they've come down and they've entered to Saudi Arabia. How many of you read this article that Saudi Arabia experienced snowfall? Snowfall, heavy rainfall and thunderstorms. And the future also, they are saying that this is what is going to be expected in the coming times in the meteorologist part of it. So it's just the shift of the weather system south, because the sun is shifting south, and as the sun is shifting south, these weather systems, they were there, and those systems will not stop at Saudi Arabia. They will come to India also, and they will be referred to as western disturbances. Whatever I teach you is all around us. So this exercise of weather report is not a time pass. It is an important thing. But what Ranjit did is, I do understand. That's why I made a note of. I do make a note of such students, that we know whether they are interested in class or not, or whether they are doing it on purpose. So कल किया था रंजीत ने. It didn't matter to him. आज भी उन्होंने किया. तो रंजीत का कल भी आंसर दिया था. आज भी आंसर दे दिया. तो we will be doing this. We will be doing this. कब करेंगे? We'll be doing this in atmospheric stability. ठीक है. तो ये हुआ आपका पहला. और कोई डाउट है तो बता दीजिए, नहीं तो फिर रंजीत जैसे डाउट बीच में आने लगेंगे. तो रंजीत का एक क्वेश्चन है. आई रिस्पेक्ट दैट क्वेश्चन. दैट विल बी आंसर्ड probably 2 days from now. When we are doing stability, instability, I have to tell you what is diabetic and adiabatic. I have not talked about this. Let us keep that. Anything else? If you are looking at the areas we were talking about pressure in the previous class. Perfect. So then we are going to syllabus. Temperature, pressure done. Heat budget done. We are into atmospheric circulation. This is what Ranjit is asking. Atmospheric stability and instability. I'll be coming to that. So we are on atmospheric pressure. And from circulation, we will connect it to planetary and local winds also. So today we are going to see the connection between pressure and winds. You know them. Yes, I would want you to participate. The class has got certain technicalities, so that is why the chat will be on until unless you unnecessarily start blocking activities. Don't do that. So जो हम बात कर रहे हैं उस पे please participate. Please participate. If you have doubts related to the topic which is running, your doubts are very much welcome. Get that? So pressure and winds. So pressure we know is two types. High pressure means more air per unit area. More air per unit area. Get that? And low pressure means less air per unit area. So if this is a unit area, and if there is a lot of gas and if there is less gas, this is high pressure, this is low pressure. We write high pressure with the symbol H. Wherever H is written, that means high. Wherever L is written, that means low. Words for high pressure are high pressure or anticyclone. Get that? Word for low pressure are low pressure, depression, and if it is a linear in a long line, it is called a trough. A very simple word here is used which is called cyclonic and anticyclonic. This is what we have talked about. Abhishek, you don't know much, but you ask questions which make me think that you are trying to show the limited knowledge that you have. He says, sir, shifting of monsoon in southern part is a natural phenomena. Then why now Saudi feels snowfall? So, first of all, monsoon is a tropical phenomena. Western disturbances are temperate ones which are coming. They are not related. Abhishek, please stop connecting wrong things. अधूरे ज्ञान पर ज्यादा ज्ञान न दिखाएं, आएगा. ये सारी क्लास इसीलिए एम्ड है, यू विल गेट टू नो. Monsoon phenomena is a tropical phenomena associated with trade winds, and this phenomena, western disturbance, is associated with westerly winds. So please फालतू में क्लास को इस तरह से ज़बरदस्ती लिमिटेड ज्ञान से कनेक्ट ना करें. अब इस पर आ जाएं. अब हम इस पर वापस आ रहे हैं. ठीक है, एवरीवन प्लीज वेट फॉर इट. मैंने कहा ना, बहुत से लोग पहले सर जरा हमें लैप्स रेट के तरीके बताइए, ये बताइए. लर्न, देयर इज नो हार्म इन लर्निंग, there is no harm, let's keep that. Yes or no? So everyone, we are here. हाई प्रेशर, लो प्रेशर. लिपुन से सर ये क्लास के पीपीटी अपलोड कर दीजिए. कर देंगे, we'll upload the PPTs, don't worry. Come back to this, participate in what is in the class. Limited knowledge से बेकार में गलत गलत चीज कनेक्ट करते हो, and wherever you've done your coachings वो सब गड़बड़ हो जाता है. Let's keep it basic, and you know I am into basic first. First basic, my lectures are first basic climatology. ये सारी एडवांस से पहले ये बेसिक क्लाइमेटोलॉजी, एटमॉस्फेरिक सर्कुलेशन. इफ यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस, ऊपर वाले में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगी. डू वी गेट दैट? प्रेशर एंड विंड्स, दैट्स व्हाट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट. नाउ normally the air should be uniformly distributed on the surface of earth. But because of thermal and dynamic reasons, certain areas tend to have more air and certain areas have less air. So this is the situation of imbalance. Get that? And when this situation of imbalance is there, what will happen? The air will try to strike a balance. To strike a balance, air moves from where to where? Excess to deficit. Can I say this is excess? This is deficit. Moves from high pressure to low pressure. Air in motion is called wind. Very very simple thing that I have talked to you. बहुत basic slide in front of you, and I hope we are talking about class PPTs. These are not being shared. ये share नहीं होते, they are not shareable. ये share होंगे. These are the PPTs. I hope you are talking about these PPTs. I do not share these PPTs. I tried sharing them, I could not convert them in format. So इसलिए आपसे request है, when I am writing, do not be sitting like this watching a movie. In anything, in any education, your thinking, your mind and your pen and paper should be working. There are some people, unfortunately, their education system has been so error prone that they think that when they are listening, then they cannot write. I am saying people who have done well academically have always written something when it was being taught. I have done very well academically. मेरे टीचर्स जो बोलते थे काम की चीज लिखता था, हर चीज नहीं लिखता था. So if you are that person, no sir, first I listen to you only and then I write only. That does not happen. That's a very left brain trait, number one. That second thing is you are slowing down. And if you are only listening to me, आप बताइए आप बोर हो जाएंगे कि नहीं? If you're only listening to me, you're not thinking at that time. You're not thinking at that time. You're not participating at that time. You're not drawing at that time. Would you not be bored in that? So don't tell me, something, like a strange thing कि सर ये वाली स्लाइड वो कुछ टीचर्स ने करना शुरू किया है कि आप उस क्लास में सो रहे हो. हाँ भाई, वैसे तो कुछ मिला नहीं, स्लाइड ही शेयर कर दो. Yes, full sheet filled up of this, teacher going like a machine, speaking. My classes are absolutely interactive classes. I'm inviting you to think and link. यहीं पे हो जाएगा. It will happen here itself. You would know geography. Immediately after the class. Your goal should be rather to go and test yourself. So yesterday I met a student after my GS class. She happens to be your batchmate in geography optional also, and she is doing an offline GS class. So she met me and she said, sir, most of the things are very, very clear in the class. Yes, When I go and check them from the books, I find the books have unnecessarily stretched them, particularly Savindra Singh. So she says, sir, वो आपने जो बोला है, then I understand only those things कि यार जो काम की चीज़ है वही पढ़ो. That's a good thing. She has got a good understanding. So I told her, yes. Say for example, yesterday I gave you a very specific thing, global distribution of temperature, global distribution of pressure. बाकी नहीं पढ़ना उससे. So हमने वहाँ से पढ़ा. So she said many things I cut from that. Second thing she said, sir, yes, vocabulary, some students do create that issue, but I have a dictionary. I did not get the penguin one. I got another one. Some of the words may be missing. What do I do? So I told her most of the words which I use, technical words, I explain in the class. If certain basic words you also have problem, dictionary it must be there. Otherwise, internet se bhi mil jayega. That's the second thing. Third thing she says, sir, I'm feeling good about geography. I'm feeling good about geography, particularly in the classes. But after that, after the class, I feel, am I remembering things or not? Is there any retention or not? So I said, this is the most common challenge that happens with students, that in the class I was comfortable, I understood everything, but is it being retained or not? So those of you who are serious about this, who really participate in the class, who listen to me, participate in the activities, write down things and everything, if you're facing this, the solution is please test yourself. How do we test ourselves? Say for example, I gave you a question yesterday. Immediately after the class, write an answer. If you feel that you've understood it, moment you start writing an answer, you will start feeling, oh, I really need to watch certain things again. I need to read certain things again. Throw that answer away. In the evening after reading, write that answer again, or probably 2 or 3 answers per week on the topics which were covered in the class, on the questions which were asked or told in the class. That's one thing. Second very important thing, whatever we have done basic geomorphology, we are doing basic climatology. They are 110% a guarantee for GS geography questions. So I have a strong advice. UPSC PYQ, state PCS like MP PCS, Bihar BPSC, UP PCS, please mark their questions. You will be super confident. All the people who feel, Sachin sir, class mein I understand, but I don't have that confidence. 2 very clear steps, not for just that student who met me yesterday, for all my students who are listening to me, and all the students who really come with this belief that I'm going to use geography as an instrument to clear this examination. I fully trust my teacher and the sources he's telling. All those students, I'm inviting you to do this exercise. Others who are there for whatever reason, आपकी मर्जी यार, that is not something that I can do. So मेरे पास भी ऑक्सफोर्ड है, पेंगुइन नहीं है, it's okay, no problem. Do we get that? So this was something which I wanted. So किसी ने कहा स्लाइड शेयर कर देंगे, तो मैंने कहा स्लाइड शेयर कर दूंगा. Which slide did I mean? I meant these slides. Please later on don't say, sir आपने कहा था स्लाइड शेयर करेंगे, but you have not shared it. I am not meaning these slides. These are your jottings and notes which any student should be making. Any genuine student, आपको रिवाइज करने आपके वो है. And tomorrow if you find something new, a new term coming in, you can use a separate color pen to update your notes also. ये जगह भी छोड़ते हैं यार हम बहुत सारी चीजें. True or not? So this is what I thought, I decided to give 5 or 6 minutes to this conversation also, so that the sincere students who are really looking at clearing this examination may get the direction which I thought. Thankfully that student on the offline came and approached me, and what I told her I am telling all of you also. चलिए, तो ये wind हो गया. Air in motion is wind. Let's talk about wind. So pressure तो हमने कल कर लिया था. प्रेशर की भी अभी बात करेंगे. विंड की हम बात करते हैं. एयर इन मोशन. This air can be 2 types. Vertical motion and horizontal motion. Get that? So you are here. This wind is horizontally blowing at you. Yes? and this is everyone tropopause, and wind is blowing here also. Do we get that? Tropopause and this thing. This is horizontal. Both of them are horizontal. A is called surface wind. So whenever we see air in horizontal motion, the term used is wind. Get that? But can there be air in the upper atmosphere also? That is called airflow aloft. That is called airflow aloft. Which wind impacts me, sir? Both the winds impact us directly or indirectly. The surface wind is the wind which we are generally used to seeing. We are generally used to seeing surface wind because it blows in the layers at which we are living. So surface wind, आंधी आया, तूफान आया, that is surface wind. But upper atmospheric wind, particularly a famous wind that you've heard of, is jet streams. Jet streams blow at that altitude. Atmospheric geostrophic winds generally form at higher altitude. Do we get that? So airflow aloft as well as surface winds, these are the terms which I will be using in the advanced lectures also, but this is just a basic introduction of what winds are. You must understand that, and that's what we are talking about. When it comes to vertical motion, we do not use the term wind. We use the term air currents. Air currents. So this is, you are here, you are here. This is probably the tropopause. Tropopause. The air that rises, the air that is rising is called a current. We will not call this as wind, we will write it as ascending currents. Some books also use rising currents. This air which is rising at certain places, the air sinks also. These are called descending or sinking air currents. From my previous lectures, or from the common sense that you have, can you tell me places on earth where I can expect ascending currents and where I can accept descending currents? If you understood this, you understood what are winds and how those winds are put into two categories, air currents and the wind. Avi is saying high pressure is ascending. No. I asked about two locations on earth. Two locations on earth where without fail I can say either ascend karta hai, either descend karta hai. Okay? Let's see how many of you are able to write. Write in the chat box whatever your answer is, and I am giving you rule, the thumb rule for nomenclature of winds. A thumb rule for nomenclature of winds. I can see, sir, equator is a place where the air rises up. Very good. And where does it descend? Sir, subtropical high pressure region. Okay, subtropical high pressure region से भी ज़्यादा एक जगह बिल्कुल ही होगी. Remember polar region. If this is equator, subtropical पे भी गिरता है. Because you are already aware of subtropical. But remember, on poles, remember the air is cold. Think करेगा. इस पर क्या है? Equator. These are two thermal regions. When we are talking about horse latitude, as some of you are writing your answer, if your answer in the chat box was horse latitude or subtropical high pressure belt, you were absolutely correct that the air is descending. That's a mechanical one. But I'm saying where without doubt हमेशा ही होगा. Yes or no? That's what we are talking about. Is everyone okay? So this is what you have talked about. अब thumb rule लिखवा रहा हूँ. Please write down about this. How do we name the wind? So rule is winds. So can I say this? Can I put a question mark on this also? क्योंकि विंड के तो दो तरह से होता है ना. वर्टिकल मोशंस आर नॉट कॉल्ड एज विंड, दे आर कॉल्ड एयर करंट्स. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट विंड. विंड मीन्स हॉरिजॉन्टल. Winds are named. Winds are always named. This is the convention as a rule. Are named after the direction they come from. Get that? So, compass, this is north, this is east, this is south, and this is west. Northeast, southeast, southwest, northwest. You have to answer in the chat box the name of wind A and the name of wind B. A और B का नाम बताइए. Name of wind A and name of wind B. Waiting in the chat box. Use the rule given. Direction they are coming from. So good that you've given an answer. You were not just waiting for an answer. This one is coming from this direction, from the tail to the head of the arrow. So A is, as most of you have written rightly in the chat box, easterly. And this one, B, is coming from here. This is the tail. We always look at the tail. So tail is here. So this is north westerly. Is everyone clear about the words wind, surface wind, airflow aloft, and the vertical currents, rising currents and sinking currents, and the name or the rule associated with naming of winds? So good. Similar things we will look at on other topics. This was just the wind part of it. Now let us try and connect pressure and wind. Let us try and connect pressure and wind. इन दोनों का कनेक्शन करें. Pressure we have understood. Wind we have understood the basic of it. Let us connect them. Get that? So पहले प्रेशर देखते हैं. We have understood what is a high, we have understood what is a low. Second thing is, how is pressure shown? Isobars. Pressures are shown by isobars. Let me show you some isobars. 1 isobar, 2 isobar, 3 isobar, 4 isobars. What are isobars? Line joining equal pressure. Let me give you 1020, 1016, 1012, 1008. Isobars lines are generally kept at a difference of 2 to 4 millibar. So मेरे isobars में क्या difference है? मेरे isobars में क्या difference है? 4 millibar difference is there. Yes? This line is A, this line is B. This line is A, this line is B. Can you tell me which side is high pressure, which side is low pressure? Which side is high pressure, which side is low pressure? Sir, this side is high pressure, 10, 20. So can I say the high lies here, the low lies here? So whenever you want to find out the wind, the first step is find out where is the high, where is the low. Get that? These are called open isobars. These are called open isobars. Sometimes we can have isobars which are circular. Say for example, I have a central pressure of 990, then I have 994, 998 and 1002. Is everyone okay? These are called closed isobars. Open isobars are generally linear. These can be circular or elliptical. Do you get that? Very simple things. Abhinav is saying cyclonic. No, Abhinav. I am saying लो प्रेशर ही साइक्लोन होता है. लो प्रेशर का नाम ही साइक्लोन है. मैं तो सिर्फ आपको आइसोबार से कर रहा हूं ना. वेर एवर लो प्रेशर इज देयर उसको साइक्लोनिक कहा जाता है. सो हियर वी हैव हाई प्रेशर ऑन दिस साइड. On this side we have high pressure and on this side in the center we have low pressure. Is everyone okay with that? तो पहला तो हमने देखा प्रेशर की वैल्यू वेरिएशन कैसे होता है. वेरी बेसिक थिंग्स. आई एम गोइंग विद वेरी बेसिक थिंग्स. वी विल कनेक्ट देम फर्दर. नाउ air will start moving. Air will move for what? To restore balance. For balance or equilibrium. From high pressure to low pressure. So for anything to move, Newton said that a body will continue to stay in the state of rest or in the state of motion until and unless an external force is applied. So why will the air move? It requires a force. It requires a force. That force that moves the air is created because of pressure difference. Is created because of pressure difference. So the force is called pressure gradient force. I will be using the term PGF for this. This is the force that gives birth to wind. Is everyone okay? Always from high pressure to low pressure. Always directed high pressure to low pressure. Third thing, always acts at perpendicular to isobars. So now your task is, everyone, you have to make an arrow. You have to make an arrow of PGF in these two situations. In an open isobar situation and in a closed isobar situation. PGF बनाइए. Let us see how many of you are able to draw PGF. So everyone, PGF will be from high to low. This is going to be the PGF. The arrow should be correct. What is perpendicular in a circle? The radius is always perpendicular to the circle, yes or no? So what will be the direction? Is everyone okay? So if the air particles have to move, where will they move? Because of PGF, they will move this ways. Is everyone okay? PGF controls the direction and velocity of wind. The direction of the wind will be decided by PGF. Yes or no? Do we get that? And the velocity also. PGF. PGF will remain same at every point. Everyone, please remember, PGF will remain same at the every point. In the whole system, एक same ही रहेगी वो. It will not change. It will not change. PGF is also pressure gradient force is also referred to as slope. प्रेशर का स्लोप भी कहलाता है. गेट दैट? तो इस तरह का, इफ यू रिमेंबर, हमने ऐसा एक डायग्राम बना के दिया था आपको. पीजीएफ इज लाइक दिस, इट्स लाइक दिस स्लोप. गेट दैट? इट कैन बी स्टीप, इट कैन बी जेंटल. इट कैन बी स्टीप as well as gentle. Steep means higher PGF. Gentle means lower. ठीक है, इसको क्या कहा जाता है? रेफर्ड टू एज स्लोप या फिर बैरोमेट्रिक स्लोप कर देते हैं. रेफर्ड टू एज बैरोमेट्रिक स्लोप. पीजीएफ को क्या कहा जाता है? लेट मी राइट हियर. एवरीथिंग अबाउट पीजीएफ. व्हाई एम आई डूइंग दिस? ये जीएस के स्टूडेंट के साथ करने की जरूरत नहीं है, बिकॉज जीएस वाला स्टूडेंट डज नॉट गेट अ क्वेश्चन एग्जामिन द फोर्सेज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द मूवमेंट ऑफ विंड्स. बट अगर हमसे पूछ लिया तो हमारे पास ये आना चाहिए. वी हैव डायग्राम्स. एवरी वन कैन यू सी प्रेशर इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू एंड इट्स कनेक्शन विद something called as pressure gradient force as well as the barometric slope. हो जाएगा तो डन करिए. And then I have certain questions to test you. I have questions to test you. Okay. Barometric isobars. What are these isobars? Okay. First is closed isobars. One thousand, 10, 20, 30. Is everyone okay? Where is the PGF acting? This is X, this is Y. X and Y. PGF की डायरेक्शन क्या होगी? What will be the direction of PGF? What will be the direction of PGF? X to Y, everyone? Very good. Can I say PGF is X to Y? तो मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा? इनका परपेंडिकुलर लेना पड़ेगा, इसका परपेंडिकुलर, इसका परपेंडिकुलर, इसका परपेंडिकुलर. Is everyone okay? इधर क्या होगा? True. PGF1, PGF2. Will it be the same? PGF1 and PGF2, will it be the same? Will it be the same? No. So that means one of them will be higher, other will be lower. And if the PGF is different, can I say the wind speed will also be different? Yes or no? Mayank Yadav is saying PGF2 is stronger. Why is Mayank Yadav saying this? Anyone, can you tell me? As per Mayank Yadav, PGF2 is stronger. PGF2 is stronger. Why? Because isobars are closer. Less. Closer isobars mean steep gradient. Far spaced. Do we get that? So that's one. So ये हमने पहला closed isobar का केस देखा. Now some of you may have learned this and mugged this up, that whenever isobars are close, the gradient is steep. The PGF is strong. Arvind Kumar is saying due to close isobars. Close isobar का मतलब अलग होता है बेटा. Close तो ये सारे हैं. Due to closely packed and widely spaced. Use the language correctly, Arvind. Closed isobar ये होते हैं जो loops में बनते हैं. These are open isobars. So don't say these are due to close isobars. ये सारे ही close हैं. इधर भी close है, इधर भी close है. Closely packed. Get that? So यहाँ पर क्या है? These are closely packed. जैसे ये example है. These are all open isobars. These are open isobars. These are closed packed, closely packed. These are widely spaced. Is everyone okay? Please do not mind me stopping you for errors in language. They make the meaning change. That is why I am doing that. Please don't unnecessarily feel bad about it. Now, everyone, here I have 1000, 22, 1000, 18, 1000, 14, 1000, 12. A, B. Here I have same 1022, 18, 14 and 1012. A dash, B dash. Direction of the wind, or direction of the PGF. What will be the direction of the PGF? A to B. A to B, sir, or A dash to B dash. Very good, thank you. The direction is absolutely correct. Direction is correct. Now I want to tell you what is the meaning of gradient, what is the meaning of slope. Everyone, please pay attention. Everyone, please pay attention. Suppose this distance is 1 kilometer. Suppose this distance is 1 kilometer, and in 1 kilometer, how much the pressure has fallen? 10 millibars. 10 millibars have fallen in 1 kilometer. Can you see this distance is much less? If this was 1 kilometer, once again, we find that itne mein hi pressure has fallen 10 millibar in probably 0.5 what, 0.4 kilometer? Yes or no? Is everyone okay? So can you see that here it took more distance for the fall of isobars of 10 millibar. 10 millibar का difference है ना, 10 22 minus 10 12. Is everyone with me? Suppose everyone, let's play this game. 10 12 10 14 14 क्या था मैंने, तो ये तो 10 10 आना चाहिए ना, सॉरी माय मिस्टेक, इट शुड बी 10 10. सो 12 मिलीबार हो गया. इज एवरीवन विद मी? 10 12, oh sorry, 10 10 10 14 10 18 and then 10 22. Everyone, will the curve be like this or not? True. ऐसा ही कर्व बनेगा कि नहीं? इस केस में क्या होगा? Just telling you why closely packed isobars have greater PGF. Imagine everyone, you have a ball. You have a ball to roll over here. आपके पास एक बॉल है. We have a ball here. Which ball will roll faster? Which ball will roll faster? X or Y? Which ball is experiencing greater force? X or Y? X or Y? Sir, why? Yes or no? Do you understand what is the meaning of closely packed isobars? Do you also understand why do we call it barometric slope? कितने लोगों को वर्ड बैरोमेट्रिक स्लोप भी समझ में आया? अच्छा, ये स्लोप होती है barometric slope is steep. Barometric slope is less steep. Do you understand the term now? अगर समझ में आ गया तो वाह, नहीं आया तो आ. सिंपल थिंग्स. जब भी आइसोबार्स पास होंगे पीजीएफ ज्यादा होगी. दैट इज कॉल्ड स्टीप स्लोप. सो whenever isobars, क्लियर नहीं आ रहा है, are closely placed, PGF is higher. Can I say PGF is higher when the distance is less? So can I say PGF is inversely proportional to the distance between isobars. इसको हमने रूल बना दिया और यहां पर एक नया टर्म आ गया, बैरोमेट्रिक स्लोप. स्लोप बन गया. कैसे बनता है वो स्लोप? इन्हीं का हम नीचे ग्राफ बनाते हैं. दैट ग्राफ कम्स लाइक अ स्लोप एंड दैट इज व्हाई वी कॉल इट अ बैरोमेट्रिक स्लोप. एवरीवन ओके? So the air will flow from high pressure to low pressure, and the force that gives birth to the air flow is called pressure gradient force. Pressure gradient force will always be constant across isobars. If you take a different scenario, यहां बदल जाएगी. This PGF X, PGF Y, they will be different. But at all points in this system, PGF will remain the same. Because slope तो same ही रहेगी ना. Slope, everyone, slope is what? Slope is the angle. So if I ask you what is the PGF at S, T, U, V, everywhere the PGF will be the same. Why will it be the same? वे PGF तो सर slope होती है ना. it is the force. Is everyone okay? STUV, ऐसा मत सोचना अरे सर यहाँ पे एंड आ गया स्लो हो जाएगा. नो नो नो, PGF is not the motion of the wind. PGF is a force. Force will remain the same. STUV, force will. एंड इधर अगर मैं करता हूं S डैश T डैश U डैश S डैश T डैश U डैश एंड V डैश, इधर फोर्स बदल जाए. some of you will be looking, oh my god, ये तो आज तो मैथ्स की क्लास चल रही है. Here we have पिनाक रॉय. सर आज ये क्लियर हुआ, मैं तो इसे याद करके बैठा हुआ था. Sir, I understood why you said in GS that PDF gives birth to air. No, PGF does not give birth to air. It gives birth to wind, wind, wind. Air in motion is wind. समझ में आ गया? अगर ये स्लोप ही ना हो, if there is no slope everyone, if the slope is 0, that means there is no pressure difference. No pressure difference, no wind. Do you get that? प्रेशर डिफरेंस ही नहीं होगा तो कोई विंड ही नहीं होगी. प्रेशर डिफरेंस हुआ, सो एट वन प्लेस 1020, एट अदर प्लेस 1019, 1 मिलीबार, थोड़ा स्लोप बन गया. 1025 1020 और स्लोप हो गया. 1030 1020 और स्लोप हो गया. 1050 1020 और स्लोप हो गया. दैट्स ऑल. Is everyone clear? Though this may look like mathematics, but I am just trying to tell you. किसी ने ये भी देखा होगा, oh my god कितना डिफिकल्ट है. अरे आसान तरीका है, जब बहुत सारे एक साथ हो तो वहां पर PGF ज्यादा होगा. डन. ओके, सो ये हुआ PGF का खेल. सो विंड कैसे बहेगी? सर यहां से यहां बहेगी, बट देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम. देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम. Wind is not governed only by one force. Wind is governed by multiple forces. First force is PGF. First force is PGF. पहला फोर्स तो समझ में आ गया भाई, PGF. तो ये PGF से चलेगा. PGF ने कहा चलो, it goes like this. It is supposed to go. A particle, say for example, I have a particle here. This particle is there. ये कहाँ जाना चाहिए? नीचे जाना चाहिए. ये कहाँ जाना चाहिए? This particle must go to the center. Whether it will go or not, we will look at that. Is everyone okay with the first set of force? Now, second thing is, in our school days, we came across friction. So we have a force which is called as frictional force. When there is no difference in pressure, the air remains stationary. Stationary, no problem. As long as you were not preparing for UPSC, life was happy. People told you that you have all the potential, you should prepare for IAS. हाँ करेंगे. You were happy. Zero pressure gradient. Get that? Then you one day decided, ये सब बोल रहे हैं, मुझे भी लगता है मैं कर सकता हूँ या कर सकती हूँ, and then you started looking at the books. Friction came. Books are difficult. Let me look at the previous year question. Friction. True. Now what is there? So smart people will do what? अरे ठीक है, syllabus बहुत है, मुझे करना ही नहीं, वापस. No pressure gradient. You saw the exam, you saw the syllabus, you saw the books, and you said, forget it, this is not my cup of tea. Again, equilibrium in life. Equilibrium means no wind. But some of you accepted this equilibrium. No. I will try to read NCERT. NCERT पढ़ रहा है, तो pressure gradient है. पढ़ता है तो wind flow कर रही है. Some wind is flowing, there is some slope. But you're finding NCERT पढ़ते तो हैं, but there certain technical things are there. After reading NCERT, you feel whether I'm getting it or not. Then you decided to increase the pressure gradient. You joined a coaching also. आपने KGS join कर लिया. अब KGS में the teacher came, जो हम करा देंगे उससे IAS हो जाएंगे. You thought no friction. अब life is easy. अब तो मैं, the wind will flow very, very smoothly. Now different types of teachers come. Some people say that my notes are enough, वो लिख दिया, and you want PDF, you are happy with it. सम आर वेरी फ्रिक्शन वाला. क्या कर रहा है, सोचो, ड्रॉ दिस, थिंक अबाउट दिस, आंसर दिस, lot of friction happening or not? So pressure gradient force is there. You want to become an IAS officer, the slope is there, but on the way there is something that is obstructing. सर बुक समझ में आ गया, वो क्या है सर, लैप्स रेट इतना सारा क्यों दिया हुआ है, इन्वायरमेंटल लैप्स रेट, नॉर्मल लैप्स रेट, एडियाबैटिक लैप्स रेट एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स. These are all frictions. So when the air will move in the atmosphere, will it experience friction or not? Anything in motion, air in motion experiences this force opposing motion. Can I call this as a secondary force? Appears only when the air moves. Yes. So if air velocity is equal to 0, then friction is equal to 0. True. Direction So what was the direction of PGF? Perpendicular to isobars. इसकी डायरेक्शन क्या होगी? Perpendicular to isobar और parallel to isobar और same as PGF. What will be the direction? Perpendicular to isobar, parallel to isobar, PGF. सोचो, ये मेरा PGF है. अब मुझे फ्रिक्शनल फोर्स ढूंढना है. So same as PDF. Bhaskar, if it is same as PDF, will it not support the wind? How will it oppose the wind? People who are writing same as PGF. So tell me, how can it oppose the wind? So your father is giving you money. Your mother is also giving you money. So how are they opposite? एक बोल रहा है perpendicular, एक बोल रहा है opposite. So पहला चीज तो it is opposite. Opposite to what? Opposite to what? Now you're writing opposite to PGF. I'm saying it is not opposite to PGF. Who gave birth to this force? Air in motion. It is opposite to the air in motion. और इसको तो विंड से लेना देना है ना, इसका पीजीएफ से क्या लेना देना? Yes or no? Now there are some people who are saying opposite to surface wind. Why surface wind, Anam, and why Shashikant? Why surface wind? Anywhere? Anywhere? सोच के देखो. Everyone, did you get that? Some people made the mistake. I am absolutely okay with my students making mistakes. I have no issues with that. वो random जो इधर उधर करने लगते हैं, then that really breaks the flow and that also shows they are not serious. So कुछ लोगों ने कहा same as PGF. Did you see the error in that? So that error is corrected. It has to be opposite. But opposite of what? A force or the wind? Wind. अब ये देखो, ये उज्जवल लेकर आया पैरेलल टू आइसोबार. कितनी गलत बात कर रहा है कि नहीं कर रहा है? पैरेलल टू आइसोबार. कहीं से भी आइसोबार से कुछ लेना देना इसका? आइसोबार से कुछ लेना देना है इसका? थिंक अबाउट इट. आप एक बात बताओ, ये उज्जवल कोई ये लिख नहीं रहा है, बना भी नहीं रहा है, ये सिर्फ हवाबाजी कर रहा है. 3 आइसोबार है, 1020, 1016, 1012. यस, पीजीएफ ऐसा है. दिस इज पीजीएफ, This will push the air and the air starts moving. Air starts moving like this. This is wind. अब बताओ कहां पर होगा? Where will be the friction be? फ्रिक्शन का फोर्स का क्या डायरेक्शन होगा? फ्रिक्शन फोर्स का डायरेक्शन विल बी ऑपोजिट टू दिस. ऐसा होगा कि नहीं? फ्रिक्शन फोर्स, ट्रू और नॉट? अब बताओ फ्रिक्शन फोर्स एफ एफ ये आइसोबार्स के क्या पैरेलल हो सकता है? डज इट हैव एनीथिंग टू डू विद पैरेलल? अभी कह रहा है परपेंडिकुलर टू आइसोबार. अरे भाई अगर हवा ऐसे ऊपर नीचे आ रही होगी तो ये चेंज करेगा कि नहीं भाई? टेल मी, विल इट बी ऑपोजिट टू द एयर फ्लो और नॉट? क्या बड़ी बड़ी ये यही होता है. फिर आइसोबार, ऐसे टीचर्स जो है ना बड़ी बड़ी बातें बता देते, आइसोबार, आइसोथर्म एंड ऑल दैट. रियल समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. ये उज्जवल खेल लेकर आया आइसोबार का. हमने तो आइसोबार कोई लेके नहीं आया. नो स्टूडेंट ब्रॉट दैट. अभी ज्वाइन द पार्टी. एक पैरेलल चल रहा है, दूसरा परपेंडिकुलर चल रहा है. अरे सिंपल बता रहा हूं. किसके किसके ऑपोजिट है? डायरेक्शन ऑफ विंड. विंड किससे चलती है? इज द विंड ओनली बाय पीजीएफ? नो, विंड कैन बी बाय एनीथिंग. सपोज द विंड वाज फ्लोइंग लाइक दिस. एवरीवन, सपोज द विंड वाज फ्लोइंग like this. Suppose the wind was flowing like this. अब बताओ कहां होगा फ्रिक्शनल फोर्स? अब कहां पर होगा? थिंग्स चेंज और नॉट? सर ऐसा हो जाएगा. बताओ यार, कुछ भी करते हैं. तो जब योर टीचर ना, देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम. ओके, द प्रॉब्लम इज any teacher who tries to make things simple and make it very logical and you understand it, यार ये important नहीं होगा. And a teacher who's able to make things complex, you also don't understand much. ये सही पढ़ा रहा है, यही मुझे एग्जाम में लिख कर आना है. अभी once and for all it is clear. कहते हैं ना, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but who takes an apple every day? Simple common sense तो हम फॉलो नहीं करते. आई एम टेकिंग अवे द गोस्ट आउट ऑफ इट. ये अपना नया लगा रहा है. सर पैरेलल टू आइसोबार, परपेंडिकुलर टू आइसोबार, कुछ कुछ करेगा. सवाल ही नहीं आता है. हवा जहां चलेगी वो है. अब एक चीज और है. लोअर लेयर ऑफ एटमोस्फियर, layers of atmosphere show greater impact of frictional force. Upper layers, air flow aloft is less impacted. Do you agree? भाई नीचे ही तो होगा, नीचे ही तो फ्रिक्शन ज्यादा होगा. Buildings will be there, trees will be there, mountains will be there. Where will be more obstruction? That is there. Yes. So meteorologists have identified certain height for frictional layer above which frictional force is assumed to be negligible. सर ये कितना है? 2-3 किलोमीटर तक होता है. 2-3 किलोमीटर तक होता है. नॉट मच. इज एवरीवन ओके? आर यू विद मी? ठीक है, चलिए फ्रिक्शनल फोर्स का इंपैक्ट दिखाते हैं आपको. सरफेस, ट्रोपोपॉज। इधर भी विंड है, इधर भी विंड है, wind at surface wind, and this is a loft wind. Do we get that? They are flowing in this direction. Why? Why are they flowing in this direction? क्योंकि यहां पे H होगा, यहां पे लो होगा. Yes or no? That is why they are flowing. Simple. Or let us see the impact of friction. Impact of friction. Where will the impact of friction be more? Where will the impact of friction be more? Quickly tell me. FF. So frictional force will have a greater impact here. As I go up, will the impact reduce or not? True or not? Frictional force is coming in the way of the wind. Frictional force is coming in the way of the wind. Yes or no? So what will be the impact on the wind velocity? Yes or no? Can I say the wind velocity इधर कम होती है, उधर ज्यादा होती है. True. So velocity of wind with altitude changes across layers of atmosphere. ऊपर stronger winds है, नीचे less winds है. Do we see the impact or not? Do we see the impact or not? Can I write here negligible impact? Can I write here significant impact? Yes or no? सर ये समझ में नहीं आया, नीचे एरो का क्या मतलब है? More friction, so it is wider. Can you see the thickness of the arrow? What is FF, sir? अबे FF का मतलब frictional force. क्लियर हुआ कि नहीं हुआ? Is everyone okay? Suppose everywhere the pressure was same, nothing was happening, तो wind चलेगी नहीं. Why does the wind blow? Because there must be a high pressure and a low pressure, तभी होगा. If everywhere the pressure was same, nothing will happen. So can the atmosphere be calm and stable also? Stable भी हो सकता है sir. Atmosphere should be calm and stable also, वो भी हो सकता है. Air is moving, that's also there. Can you also appreciate that within the atmosphere there can be air at different layers at different velocity. सचिन सर ये पता कैसे चलता है कि air is at different velocity? Well, meteorologists have instruments. Can you find out that air is at different velocity? Can we common people find out, yes or no? Is there any chance we find it out? Is there any chance we can find out? without any instrument. How do we find out? तो कभी कभी आपने देखा होगा आसमान में ऐसे बादल उड़ रहे होते हैं. हैव यू सीन क्लाउड्स मूविंग? सो क्लाउड्स को कौन चला रहा होता है? देखो अभिषेक, यस हाई ऑल्टीट्यूड. ज्ञान मत दो. आसमान में बादल उड़ते हैं, बादल कौन चलाता है? अच्छा, द विंड. यस, द एयर. ओ देखो, एयर करंट्स लेकर आया अभिषेक. अभिषेक अभी बताया था एयर करंट्स क्या होते हैं? वर्टिकल होते हैं. क्यों ज्ञान दिखाते हो? कल भी अभिषेक ज्ञान दिखा रहा था ना बच्चों. एक रंजीत है, एक अभिषेक है. वो कह रहा है लुक एट मूवमेंट ऑफ लीव्स. चाचा मूवमेंट ऑफ लीव्स तो यहीं पर होगी. हम कह रहे हैं ऊपर के लेयर्स का एटमॉस्फेयर. कह रहा जो है, मैं जो है किससे पता कर रहा हूं? पत्तों से. इतने वो है. ट्रू. अब आई वॉन्ट यू टू टेल मी वेदर यू हैव ऑब्जर्व दिस और नॉट. कभी कभी क्या होता है कि क्लाउड्स दिख रहे हैं, एक लेयर ऑफ क्लाउड उसके नीचे से जा रहा है. ऊपर का क्लाउड स्टेशनरी लगता है, नीचे का क्लाउड उसके अंदर से. यू कैन सी टू सेट ऑफ क्लाउड्स. दीज आर हायर क्लाउड्स, दीज आर मिडिल क्लाउड्स. So you'll see middle clouds are moving. You're seeing clouds are also there. उसके पीछे भी एक और cloud है. Yes or no? Probably this one is moving at probably these are stationary or they are slow moving. कई बार ये slow चल रहा है और ये high चल रहा है. So that can happen. True or not? कई बार वो तेज चल रहा होता है, ये स्लो चल रहा होता है. वी कैन सी दैट ऑल्सो हैपनिंग. सो व्हेन यू सी रिलेटिव मोशन ऑफ क्लाउड्स, देन यू रियलाइज द एक्चुअल प्रैक्टिकल एग्जाम्पल ऑफ एटमोसफियर एट डिफरेंट लेयर्स हैविंग डिफरेंट वेलोसिटी. अब इसमें बताओ, एक अभिषेक नाम का लड़का है जो एयर करंट की बात कर रहा है. बनता है? बनता तो नहीं है, बट वो कल भी कर रहा था, कल शायरी कर रहा था, आज ये कर रहा है. करेंगे ना कुछ लोग, बट दैट्स ओके. फिर उसमें दूसरा अभिषेक आएगा, सर मैं नहीं था. अबे जो भी है, जो भी अभिषेक है वो कर रहा है. डू वी गेट दैट? सर आपने तो कहा ऊपर हमेशा तेज होते हैं. वेल डिपेंड्स ऑन द सिचुएशन. डिफरेंट मीटरोलॉजिकल सिचुएशंस आर देयर. पीजीएफ भी तो इन्वॉल्व है, सो डिफरेंट पीजीएफ्स कैन बी देयर. Different PGFs can be there. I am just telling you that how many of you have had this opportunity to see clouds moving in the backdrop of another set of clouds. आसमान में दो बादल है, एक मूव कर रहा है, दूसरा ऐसा लगता है स्टेशनरी. बोथ ऑफ देम आर मूविंग, बट दिस वन इज मूविंग फास्टर, दिस वन इज मूविंग फास्टर. सो यू वुड हैव सीन दैट. सो ये जो ऊंचाई के लेयर पे अलग अलग वेलोसिटी के एटमॉस्फेयर की एयर होती है, दैट इज व्हाट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट. और इसके लिए आई हैव अ टेक्निकल नेम ऑल्सो. ये जो मैंने लिखा है ना सेंटेंस, वेलोसिटी ऑफ विंड विद ऑल्टीट्यूड चेंजेस अक्रॉस लेयर्स. यस, दिस इज कॉल्ड वर्टिकल विंड shear. सर ये समझ में नहीं आया. अरे उसी का टेक्निकल नाम है. डिफरेंट लेयर्स हैविंग डिफरेंट वेलोसिटी means vertical wind shear. There is vertical wind, but they are not moving all at the same time. Some of them are slow, some of them are at different velocity. That is called vertical wind shear. Shear क्या होता है? Shear force, tangential force, if you remember. जिनको पता है ठीक है, बाकी छोड़ो. Is everyone okay? तो ये तो मैंने आपको आपकी सेंस बनाने के लिए किया. एग्जाम में क्या करना है? एग्जाम में ये लिखना है. एक और चीज, डायरेक्शन ऑफ द फोर्स ऑलवेज ऑपोजिट. और क्या लिखना था? इट इंपैक्ट्स, डज नॉट गिव बर्थ टू विंड. विंड को कौन बर्थ देता है? पीजीएफ. पीजीएफ ओनली impacts the velocity. पहले बता दिया आपको कि इसका इफेक्ट क्या है. Is everyone okay? For the exam point of view, this. For the practical understanding, this. And if you don't know it, it's absolutely okay. I remember on my ship, one of my captains, I was a new officer. One of my captains, he was in a habit of morning walk on the ship. So morning walk on the ship. So he was walking on the ship, and he used to do that. And I was in the morning 4 to 8. So Jahaz was with me. 4 to 8 था, हाँ 4 to 8 कर रहा था मैं उस time. So 4 to 8 में morning around 5 o'clock he'll wake up and he'll go for a walk, and we are sailing somewhere in some of the ocean. I don't know, Atlantic or Pacific, whichever ocean it would have been. And then what happened? Suddenly it rained. Yeah, Mediterranean Sea हो सकता है, a lot of frontal weather over there. Do we get that? So it started raining. It was cloudy and it started raining. And the captain came and he was very angry with me. He says, Sachin, it's raining. I said, so it is raining. He said, why did you not avoid raining? I said, how can I avoid raining? Can you avoid rain? So I was like you. I said, how can I avoid raining? He said, you can avoid the cloud. I said, clouds come to me. All of us live on land. So clouds come over us and cause rain. He said, you are not on land. You can move your ship in such a way that you change your direction away from the direction of the cloud. I looked at him. I said, how do I know the direction of the cloud? How do I know where the cloud is going? I don't know how to find out where the wind is. That's a meteorologist thing. He said, you have the radars. Radars will show you the shadow of a cloud. Wherever the shadow is moving, you can plot a vector, and even the instrument, the radar, will tell you the velocity also and direction also. If you know the velocity and direction of a car and you are on the path, on the same path to colliding with the car, can you turn your car around in a way so that you don't collide? Yes or no? यार ये बात तो सही कह रहा है. But that time, I was too young. I said, I never thought. That's his experience, yes or no? That's his experience. So I'm saying the clouds show up on the radar. Clouds show up on the radar. Radar will do a lot of noise cancelling, but फिर भी एक shadow of cloud will be there. And we can see the shadow of the cloud moving, and they can very well do a calculation. Electronically we can calculate. But not for you. I'm just saying that clouds do that. And remember मोदी जी ने कहा था आजकल क्लाउड है तो हम जो है स्ट्राइक कर सकते हैं पाकिस्तान में. ऐसा कुछ बोल देते कि नहीं बोल देते? Equipments will do that. Yes. Abhishek is saying, sir, you told us that once you had tasted the water of Atlantic Ocean. अरे I've tasted all the waters of all the oceans. क्या टेंशन है? एक ओशन कर लिया, सभी कर लिया. आप गोवा चले जाओ, गोवा में चले जाओ और पानी आप पी लोगे तो क्या हो जाएगा? आपने कौन सा टेस्ट कर लिया? आपने अरेबियन सी टेस्ट कर लिया, आपने इंडियन ओशन टेस्ट कर लिया. कन्याकुमारी चले जाओ, श्रीलंका चले जाओ, इंडियन ओशन वाटर टेस्ट हो जाएगा. ये कोई बड़ी चीज थोड़ी है. बट जो हमने स्ट्राइक किए थे पाकिस्तान में, क्योंकि रडार पे क्लाउड है, किसी को पता नहीं चलेगा, ऐसा नहीं होता है. रेडार्स can do the anti-clutter function. They can get rid of the clouds also. Yes, definitely the precision will be reduced. But ठीक है, नेता तो नेता होता है, नेता थोड़ी क्लास करता है, नेता थोड़ी क्लास करता है. Yes. So anyways, I want my students to be intelligent. So a layer above which friction is negligible, उसको क्या कहा जाता है? Frictional layer. So airflow aloft is above frictional layer. हाँ जी, ठीक है, डन. So that's the second force. अब है एक third force. Third force is called your favorite force, Coriolis force. Coriolis force. Coriolis force. This is an apparent force. Not a real force. This is an apparent force, not a real force. So sometimes some people call it as a pseudo force. Causes moving fluids, air, water, etc., over a rotating surface to get deflected from their expected path. Remember, any movement as per Newton is possible only if a force is applied. A body will stay in the state of rest or motion until and unless a force is applied. Yes or no? Until and unless a force is applied. Is everyone with me on this? Until and unless a force is applied. So that's what we are talking about. So this got deflected. थोड़ा डिफ्लेक्शन तो हुआ, क्यों हुआ पता नहीं. So we had to call it a force, otherwise in reality it is not a force. Say for example, this is North Pole. This is equator. Get that? This is South America. Get that? And suppose from North Pole, this is the meridian. I think it is some 60 degrees west. I fire a rocket. It is supposed to strike at point A. Is everyone with me? I fire a rocket from the North Pole to some place in Brazil. It is supposed to strike at point A, at the mouth of Amazon. A for Amazon. Now this journey will take 2 hours. So the rocket is moving southward. So it should strike here. Yes or no? But unfortunately, we find that the rocket has struck here. Rocket यहाँ पर आ गया. That means that the rocket got deflected. From its expected path to this direction. Yes or no? Deflection. So a rocket which should have come and struck this, instead of striking this, turned around and struck this. So this is called a deflection, and this deflection is called Coriolis deflection. Now you can say, sir, first of all, please explain to me why this rocket changed its path. Do we get that? Why did it change its path? Second is, why did it turn towards its right? And sir, we are launching a rocket. Rocket science is so precise. So आपने exact क्यों नहीं मारा? True or not? So I am saying rocket did not change its path. Actually, rocket traveled south only. But in 2 hours, this shifted. In 2 hours, what happened? The planet, because of its rotation west to east, this shifted and point A came to A dash, and this point B became this. So rocket came नीचे आया, rocket तो came नीचे ही, rocket struck this only, but actually what had happened? America had shifted. Due to Earth's rotation, remember, we shift by 15 degrees per hour. So 30 degree shift happened. So instead of striking this 60 degree west longitude, it struck what? 90 degree west पे जाकर वो लगा. Did you understand? अर्थ रोटेटेड 30 degrees. So ये क्या था, 60 degree west था. 60 degree west shifted here, so 90 degree west came in the place and it struck here. So for us, it seemed that the rocket has taken a turn. But in actuality, rocket went like this only, we had shifted. Is everyone with me on this? True or not? Another example. This one I took from the pole to the equator. This was equatorward deflection to the right, in the right direction, towards the right of the expected path. Let me take another example. Get that? So this is Earth, and Earth is rotating around its axis. Earth is rotated around its axis, and Earth is rotating around its axis. It is rotating on the equator also. Equator also takes a turn. Yes or no? And the pole also takes a turn. Equator also takes a turn, and pole also takes a turn. So an object, equator's circumference is 40,000 kilometers divided by 24 hours. So what is the linear velocity at equator? Linear velocity at equator. So करूँ मैं कैलकुलेटर पे करता हूँ. 40,000 by 24. It comes to 1666. So can I say that the equator is rotating by a velocity of 1600 kilometers per hour? और यहां पर क्या होगी, पोल वाला? पोल पे भी तो कुछ होगा ना, पोल वाला पर्सन है तो जस्ट टर्निंग. कैन आई से दिस विल बी 0 किलोमीटर पर आवर? Angular velocity is degrees. Both of them are rotating 360 degrees. But if I don't take angular velocity, if I take the linear velocity, ये किस पे चल रहा है? 1600 kilometers per hour. Because it has to cover 40,000 kilometers in 24 hours. To cover that वो 1600 चलेगा. यहाँ पर क्या है? अपनी जगह पर घूम रहा है. True? This is 0. Can I say somewhere here, somewhere in the middle, the velocity would be somewhere in the middle, the velocity would be midway. कितनी होगी? 800 kilometers per hour होगी. Is everyone okay with this diagram? Earth is rotating. Earth will cover 360 degrees in 1 day, 24 hours. So its angular velocity will always be same, 360 by 24. But 360 degrees is 0 kilometers at poles. It is 40,000 kilometers circumference at equator. So equator पर चीजें, the linear velocity would be 16,000 kilometers per hour. और इस पर क्या होगी? Is everyone okay? So now I have a cloud. What do I have? I have a cloud at point A. I have a cloud at point A. Is everyone with me? मेरे पास क्या है? एक cloud है at point A. This cloud is traveling towards point B. If Earth was stationary, and this distance will take 2 hours, will the cloud reach point B after 2 hours? Yes or no? Yes or no? If Earth was stationary. If Earth was stationary, will the cloud reach from point A to point B? Kusum is saying no. Why not, Bitya? Kusum is saying no, it will not reach. Why not? Why will the cloud move there? Because of which force, बच्चों? PGF. फोर्स है ना मेरे पास. मेरा क्लाउड जा रहा है. क्लाउड कहां जा रहा है? बी पर जा रहा है. If Earth was stationary, what force was driving? What force was driving the cloud from A to B? Which force was driving the cloud, everyone? If Earth was stationary, stationary Earth, which force was driving the cloud? Which force was driving the cloud, everyone? Sir, PGF, PGF, PGF. Sir, frictional भी तो होगा. Everyone, this cloud is above the frictional layer, so friction का कोई role होगा? Will the friction have any role? Will the friction have any role if the cloud is above the frictional layer? So on a stationary earth, a cloud is traveling from A to B because of a frictional force. Is everyone okay? Now, is earth stationary? No, earth is not stationary. Earth is moving. So apart from PGF, this cloud at point A, also has another force. That is the force of rotation, and that is how much? 1600 kilometers per hour. So cloud, can it travel to B now? Now it is not one force, there are two forces acting on the cloud. Not one force, there are two forces acting on the cloud. One is the pressure gradient force which wants it to go north, and then there is this rotational velocity का भी component है. So two vectors are acting on it. Will it go north or will it get deflected? Will it get deflected? So it will get deflected. So where will it reach? Where will it reach? It will reach at the diagonal of this, it will reach here. Yes or no? Is everyone okay? So A will reach where? A will reach A dash. A will reach A dash. Is everyone okay? So where will the cloud reach? Sir, the cloud will reach at A dash. Easy. Initially which force? Initially the force was PGF. Then which force? Second force, the rotation force. Now the cloud will go to this. Everyone okay? It got deflected, that is okay. Lipun keh raha, please once again. Are Lipun beta, there is a bus. You decide to jump outside the bus. So what is the force? The force of jump will take you outside the bus. Any problem? You will come out of the bus. Simple. But imagine if the bus was moving. You try to jump out of a moving bus. Is it only your force or the bus momentum also? How many of you tried to jump off a moving bus? In fact, if you jump in the opposite direction, you will fall on the road. Some of you may have felt that also. चलती हुई बस से, चलती हुई ट्रेन से. तो चलती हुई ट्रेन से कौन कूदता है? अरे वो सिमरन वाला शाहरुख और काजोल वाला सीन करने के लिए चलती बस पे चढ़ते हैं, उतरते हैं. अभिषेक मांझी बोला सर मैंने कभी ट्राई नहीं किया. नेक्स्ट टाइम बॉम्बे में लोकल पे, एक तो तुम घर में रहते हो, बॉम्बे में लोकल पे, अब मेट्रो का तो दरवाज़ा बंद होता है, बॉम्बे में लोकल पे ऐसे होता है, लोग चढ़ती में चढ़ेंगे, चलती में उतरेंगे. लिपुन बोला नेवर डेयर. आई डोंट नो अबाउट योर जनरेशन. आवर जनरेशन वी वर यूज्ड टू कैचिंग बसेस, भागते हुए, चलते में उतरते भी थे, एक दो बार गिरे भी हैं. अगर गलत डायरेक्शन में, द ट्रेन इज गोइंग लाइक दिस एंड यू जंप इन द ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन, गिर जाओगे वहीं पर. If you throw something, then it is also, no, I'm not talking about that. Somebody said, sir, ये समझ में नहीं आया. समझ में नहीं आया के लिए बता रहा हूँ. One is you jumping off, other is the train also or the bus also having momentum. So people have lost life due to this. Yes. चलती बस से अगर उतरोगे तो ठीक है. Now I'm closing to my, in my age I'm closing to my 50s, but in my 20s I would do that. सर हमने भी पकड़ी है बस. भागते हुए पकड़ना एक चीज़ है, चलती बस से उतरना जब वो स्लो डाउन हो रही, when you do that you will feel that momentum with you. One is you jumped out and you will go on this. ठीक है. जिसको समझ में नहीं आया, सिंपल फिजिक्स थी, तो ये अपने रिजल्टेंट पे जाएगा. नाउ टेल मी, will this cloud, which was supposed to reach B, will it reach B or not? Remember, B will also move ना. So B पे पहुंचेगा कि नहीं पहुंचेगा, जल्दी से बताओ. A has shifted, A तो shift हो गया था इधर because of this. A reached here. B will also move or not? So will it reach B or not? Because A has shifted because of Earth's rotation. B will also turn because of Earth's rotation. So will it reach B or not? Some people are saying yes sir, B will also be there. B में आएगा. Some people are saying no. Sadhana is saying probably. So it's a game of mathematics, everyone. B was also moving, A was also moving in the west to east direction. But remember, the velocity of B was not 1600. The velocity of B was only 800. So in 2 hours, B will reach B dash. It will not be reaching this place. Yes or no? ये किस पे चल रहा है? 1600 पे चल रहा है और ये किस पे चल रहा है? 800 पर. Both of them are rotating. Both of them are rotating. So will the people at B who were expecting the cloud to reach them will feel that the cloud has got deflected to the right? Yes or no? They were expecting the cloud should have reached that. But cloud की velocity ज़्यादा थी ना? Yes or no? So people who have jumped off a moving train or a moving bus, you would have seen that you cannot jump and stop, because you jump and stop, you will fall down. You will have to keep running in the direction of the bus for some time for that momentum to go down. Yes or no? अक्सर देखोगे, आपने नहीं किया, the conductor of the bus does it. जब वो सवारी को बुला रहा था, this thing is coming, he will jump off and tell, okay, people board on this. So expected was B moved to B dash, A moved to A dash, but the movement of A dash was far more than B dash. So this gap between the two is called a deflection. Varsha says, today I understand why the conductor instructs ki face आगे करके उतरना. Very, very clear. Direct, even the bus driver sometimes, especially if someone youngster is doing that, bus driver भी बोलता है आगे की तरफ मुंह करके कूदना, पीछे मत करना, गिर जाएगा. Yes or no? True. And I am also not asking you to jump off a bus which is moving at 60 kilometers per hour. जब बस स्लो डाउन हो रही है, जब बस स्टैंड के पास पहुंच रही है, बस स्टैंड पे बहुत भीड़ होती है, तो हम लोग पहले ही उतर जाया करते थे. सो इट वुड बी प्रॉब्ली 6 किलोमीटर्स 5 किलोमीटर्स पर आवर. बस बहुत स्लो हो चुकी होगी. ठीक है अंकुश, अभी तुम उतरे नहीं हो तो रहने दो. एवरीवन, डिड वी सी 2 डिफ्लेक्शंस हैपनिंग, वन फ्रॉम दिस टू द राइट ऑफ द एक्सपेक्टेड पाथ, to the right of the expected path. This is called Coriolis deflection. Coriolis deflection is nothing but an apparent force. Actually कोई force तो नहीं लगी ना. There was no force. It causes moving fluids like air or any object also over a rotating surface, because Earth is rotating west to east, to get deflected from the expected path. This deflection is to the right in northern hemisphere, left in southern hemisphere. आपको बस इतना पता होना चाहिए. कॉन्सेप्ट ये हो गया. सर वहां ये डायग्राम बनाना होगा, नहीं बनाना होगा. यू डोंट हैव टू डू दैट. सर हाउ मच विल बी द डिफ्लेक्शन? सर how many kilometers will be the deflection? Well, in physics, in IIT, they tell you methods to calculate also. Do you want to calculate it? या इतना चलेगा कि दाएं मुड़ जाता है, northern hemisphere to the right, southern hemisphere to the left, and because of what? Apparent deflection. चलेगा इतना? Done? Are we done with that? बट फिर भी कुछ लोगों का मन होता है नहीं सर मेरे को और क्लैरिटी चाहिए. अंडरस्टैंडिंग कोरियोलिस डिफ्लेक्शन. मारा था किधर? मारा था उधर. पहुंच गया किधर? इधर. वाई? बिकॉज वी शिफ्टेड टू दैट प्लेस. ठीक है? नहीं सर इससे भी समझ नहीं आया. एवरीवन, this red dot, I want it to move in the straight path. So if it has to move in the straight path, कैसे जाएगा? If it has to move in the straight path, how will it go? Will it go like this or not? If I have to move the red thing in a straight path, will it go like this or not? Yes or no? I just want it to move north. Red dot must move north. True? Is this drawing correct? Anything that has to move north, that's okay. Now this wheel is stationary on a stationary wheel. But if this wheel was moving, if this wheel was rotating, and I decide to take the red vertically up, then the path which you will see apparent will not be a straight line. On a stationary wheel, you are seeing that if I want to move north, the path will show like this. But if I move this A to B and the surface beneath is rotating, you will find though A is moving in the northward direction only, but the path which will come on the disc apparently will be a curved path. Do we get that? Sir, I did not understand. तो ये तो understand कर ही नहीं सकते. Nobody can understand this. This is something that nobody can understand. This is something that we need to visualize. Visualization आपका कमजोर है. चले? Started from here. I am going north in the same direction. Can you see that? But what is it painting? The path seems to be, because the surface beneath me is turning around. Can you see the curved path? Can you see the red dot is moving in a straight line? But the paint of that is turning into a curve. Is any force causing it to bend? No, force is not causing. The surface beneath it is turning around. Is everyone with me on this? Now this is a 3D imagination. There are calculations also. I have a rocket which I want to fire on Earth and it should land on this. So Ukraine is and this thing, or Israel and Iran deciding to bomb each other. वो सीधा लाइन खींच के नहीं बनाता है, वो कंप्यूटर में डालता है, वो टर्न करके मारेगा उसमें, वो टर्न करके मारेगा. डू यू गेट दैट? एक ही इजराइल ने एक मारा था, बहुत सारे मारे थे. इनफैक्ट ईरान लॉन्च्ड वन मिसाइल और मल्टीपल मिसाइल्स. ईरान विच इज फार ऑफ, ईरान इजराइल, वन मिसाइल और मल्टीपल मिसाइल्स. मल्टीपल मिसाइल सर 100 मारा था, मुझे नहीं पता, मैंने गिना नहीं था, 100 था या 100 से ज्यादा मारा था. ये सुनो, तो सबका कैलकुलेशन करना पड़ेगा, all of them, and they all have to go and hit different places in Israel. And if you do not calculate, can they hit by mistake Egypt also? पता चला ईरान ने मारा, लेबनान के हिजबुल्ला को लग गया, लेबनान के हिजबुल्ला को उड़ा दिया. So do they have to keep the rotation of earth in mind or not? Do you get that? Because their missiles will be deflected from the expected path. So there has to be a computer that will calculate, that will also calculate the deflection. Remember, pressure values are corrected for altitude. ऑल दोज थिंग्स। सर जाना था जापान, पहुंच गया चीन। सोचो तो सही, तुम लोगों को तो एक समझ में आ रहा है, अगर एक से ज्यादा मार रहा हो कितना कचरा जा रहा है भाई। कैन यू अंडरस्टैंड किधर जा रहा है, क्या करेगा? Oh my God. We can mathematically calculate the path also. That requires some numericals. आप आईआईटी में तो पढ़ नहीं रहे हो। आपको ये समझ में आ गया, रोटेशन की वजह से, रोटेशन की वजह से जो सीधा जा रहा है, ऑल ऑफ देम आर गोइंग स्ट्रेट, एवरीवन लुक एट देयर लाइंस, दे आर गोइंग स्ट्रेट टू इजराइल, दे ऑल आर गोइंग स्ट्रेट टू इजराइल, बट द पाथ विच दे आर ट्रेवलिंग वो स्नेक है। ये वाले गोइंग बैक टू ईरान, ये इजराइल मार रहा है, इजराइल इज हिटिंग बैक टू ईरान, ये मारा सीधा जा रहा है। सी द बॉल्स, द ब्लैक बॉल्स आर गोइंग स्ट्रेट, बट द पाथ विच दे आर ट्रेसिंग, और नीचे से लोग देख रहे हैं, अरे इधर गया इधर गया इधर गया, धम, सीधा जाके गिरेगा कहाँ? ईरान में। डू यू गेट दैट? दैट इज कोरियोलिस डिफ्लेक्शन। कोरियोलिस डिफ्लेक्शन कहाँ गए भाई? Yeah. So Coriolis deflection, object deflect to the right in the northern hemisphere, object deflect to the left in the southern hemisphere. Maximum deflection is at poles, maximum at poles, minimum at equator. So properties of this we will do. People who have been with KGS, KGS का जो हमारा GS geography का जो booklet है, उसमें ये दिया हुआ है Coriolis की properties. People with NCERT also, you have those properties coming to you. This is what we have talked about. So all the forces which cause the wind have been in front of you. कोरियोलिस पे जो रिसर्च करना चाहते हैं, बी माई गेस्ट, जितनी रिसर्च करनी है कर डालो, छाप डालो, जो करना है करो। आंसर बताओ, ए बी सी डी। सर कोरियोलिस तो लिखा ही नहीं है। कोरियोलिस हैपेंस बिकॉज ऑफ रोटेशन ऑफ अर्थ। सी चार्ली आंसर। Wind patterns are clockwise in the northern hemisphere and anti-clockwise in the southern hemisphere. Clockwise means to the right, anti-clockwise means to the left. The direction of wind patterns in the northern and southern hemisphere are governed by Coriolis force or Coriolis effect. Answer is again C Charlie, both 1 and 2 are correct. So this is what we are talking about. Tomorrow we are going to enter into global circulations. I hope you understood these technical areas. बहुत आसान है, कुछ प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ कोरियोलिस कल करेंगे, उसमें सर्कुलेशन में आएगा. विल कंटिन्यू विद दैट. एवरीवन, if you have any doubts, please bring them to the class tomorrow morning. Again saying, morning is about your doubts and give me a chance to explain things. आपके सारे डाउट्स उसमें क्लियर हो जाएंगे. करंट अफेयर्स में अगर कुछ मिलता है तो प्लीज रीड द फुल आर्टिकल. What are they talking about? Yes, and then bring the learning of that article through our weather reports. Those are important. And I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Jai Hind.